Hey Blue Table fans, it's time for an epic battle between a Trigon Prime and an Urvarna battlesuit. Now, if we give our Trigon Prime the regeneration biomorph, in fact, let me just double check this. Give him the regeneration biomorph, he comes in at right around the same points cost as the Urvarna battlesuit. And so I'm going to acquaint you guys with these two figures. And also, hold on, biomorphs, regeneration. Yes, in fact, they will be exactly the same points cost. So isn't that interesting? Of course, you know, you got to mind your context because everything's good at something. So now this model here, this is from Forge World. And if you would like a Tau army done up, contact projects@bluetablepainting.com. We can get it done in a very timely fashion, and we're very excited about this color scheme. In fact, let's get in on this guy and take a look. And of course, we can do anything in your Tau army. And this is just one possible color scheme. I like it because it's very warm, lots of warm colors in there. Even the white is warm. It's like this eggshell white. It's Vallejo Deck Tan, in case people were wondering. That's ochre, is the yellow. The ochre makes a very good foundational yellow because it has very good coverage, has very good opacity. And if you put regular yellow on top of that, then it makes for a very, very brilliant yellow. So anyway, see how we're full of knowledge? All right, so yeah, that's the front of him. Now the Trigon, again, BTP is the place to go, for all your miniatures, assembly, and painting needs. There's really no reason to consider anything else because we've got it all here. We've got like 20 different awesome, amazing artists that are just doing incredible things all the time. You see them every day in our studio updates. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. And we finish 8,000 projects without fail. We follow up. Every single aspect of the experience is professional. And if it's not, we will follow up on that. So Trigon Prime. Now let's take a look at these two. In fact, you know what? Let's just get them into action. Let's just do this thing. I've had it with all this messing around. So okay. The one thing I didn't get. I'm going to start them off 24 inches apart. So because the Trigon is arguably better in close combat, but we shall see because the battlesuit does have, even though it only has 3 attacks, it is a monstrous creature with strength 7, and it has the advantage of toughness 7. And a possible invulnerable save, which is definitely one on the Trigon. But the Trigon Prime is no slouch with shooting, so we're just gonna go ahead and just do this thing. So let's dice off, see who gets the first turn, and gonna roll. We've got a red for the red model, blue for the blue model. Loving that color scheme. So it looks like the Urvarna's got it. So because he has easily outrange on the Trigon, so he is going to back up 6 inches. I really am up against the edge of the board here. So let's get some shooting done. Somewhere you can download these test rules, so this is what those look like. So it is a monstrous creature with a 2-up armor save. They can have missile drones. I haven't taken them in this case. And the main weapon is 2 pulse submunitions cannons, and those are scatter. So let's go ahead and head on over to the Trigon and do some shooting. Oh, by the way, the range on that is 60 inches, so I've got plenty of range. Imagine these guys are on a ship docking bay. That's why these Valkyries are sitting here. They're like landed, unmanned. And okay, so let's do this. I've got a scatter dice and 2d6. And so if I put the first one on there, the Urvarna has ballistic skill. You know what, guys? I'm going to be looking a lot of stuff up here because that's the whole point, is to learn something new. And ballistic skill 3. And here it comes. So I rolled a hit. So that hits. Now, let's do the second one. Go ahead, because you have to resolve each weapon type all at the same time. So that's another hit. Only a 1 in 9 chance of that happening, by the way. So now the special rule for the pulse submunitions cannon is that it has cluster fire. So if something is a bike, a jet bike, a beast, cavalry, or they are, they suffer 2 hits at an increased strength of 7 rather than 6. Now, if it hits an artillery, monstrous creature, flying monstrous creature, or vehicle of any type, extremely bulky, they suffer 3 hits at strength 8. The AP is still only 6. So because it's a monstrous creature, the Trigon is going to suffer 6 hits from this, and all at strength 8. So let's go ahead and do the roll for that. It's 6 dice, and we're looking for 2s to wound because the toughness is only 6. Only 6. I just said that. I said his toughness is only 6. 1 fell on the floor. Oops, I caught it again. All right, so that's, is that a straight? No, not quite. Okay, so 5. Now, it's only AP 4, and the Trigon Prime has an armor save of 3 up, so just like powered armor. So let's go ahead and do the Trigon saves, 5 of them. We use blue dice, because the Trigon is blue. So here it comes. Oh, keep dropping dice. So I saved all but 1. So the Trigon has now taken 1 wound. So let's go ahead and just use a dice as a marker. Put it on the 1 for 1 wound. And it now passes to the Trigon's turn. So the Trigon has, oh my gosh, he has a bioelectric pulse with containment spines. And that's only 18 inches range. Strength 5, AP 5. So that is, quite frankly, that is not going to do much to the Urvarna. So I kind of have a feeling that the writing is on the wall here. So let's move 6 inches. Okay, keep the 1 wound. I'm out of range, so I may as well run. Now the Trigon Prime does not have, does have fleet. So I'll go ahead and roll my run move and get a 4. So the question is, do I want to re-roll that? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have to do pretty good. Nope, I rolled a 4. So we'll just get him 4 inches into the basement here. And the beauty is, now that I'm actually down into this lower area, I will get cover for 25% covered. So let's do the Urvarna, the battle suit. So I'll move 6 inches. Just moved 6 inches back like that. So from here to here. And I'm just going to fire them pulse submunitions again and see if I can get as lucky as I did last time. So here we go. This is on the Trigon. So here comes the roll. Just rolling this. This is almost like a little dice roller thing in here. So that is 7 inches off, and -3 for the ballistic skill is 4 inches. So this is interesting. If you look at a big blast marker, pull this back a little bit. Mathematically, how does this work? If I move 3 inches, it's 4 inches. I'm actually off the target, possibly. So let's take a look at the Trigon. In fact, let's just move him up here. I'll remember where he is, so we can see how this mechanic looks. I'm going to try and get actually above him. So let me alter my tripod here and see if that is still a hit on it. Okay, because his base is an oval, and this was his direction, and it's going this way. So I've got to pull 4 inches off there. So I put it over the middle. That's my best bet to hit here. 4 inches still does clip the base there. So okay, that is really interesting. So it's only like 1.5 inches to the edge of his base. So the 4 inches, that's why it still stays on there. Got this other Valkyrie base, which is what I call it. So I'm actually going to put this underneath so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, that's in the middle. So what this means is the hole will be right there. Yep, there you go. So let's go ahead and get the blast template moved. Just gently pull this up like that so I don't move it. Whoa. So much for that. See how that works? So the blast template actually does clip it, even with a 4-inch and against the narrowest edge of the thing. So I need to deviate at least 5 inches to actually be off. Now, if the base were oriented this way, and I put it over the center, 4 inches would be like that, and 5 inches would probably still hit the base. So that's unusual because orientation really does matter in this case. So that's still a hit. Let's go ahead and do the second one. By the way, I won't take so long on the subsequent rolls to hit. So my Trigon Prime is down there, and I might actually be within range of the weapons. In fact, let me just measure that right now. Here we go. If it's 24 inches, yeah, he actually will be. That's with a really good move through cover roll. And in fact, move through cover is a special rule that comes from being a monstrous creature. So what it means is instead of rolling 2d6 and picking the highest one, so for example, well, that would be a 6 and a 6, that was weird. That would be a 2. You actually roll 3 dice and pick the highest one. So that would be a 6. So you can see the great advantage of that. Trigon also has fleet, so that means it can re-roll 1 or more of the dice for charging or moving. So let me just give you an example of that. So let's roll. Okay, well, I already got a 6, so I didn't need that. Yeah, and the chances are actually probably about 35 to 45% chance that you're going to get a 6 in there. Okay, now this is interesting. So a 2, 2, and a 3. So really, you know, how many of those would you re-roll? It depends on what you need. If the 3 was safe, I'd keep that and just re-roll the other 2. This is for fleet. So, oh wow, that actually didn't help in that case. Let's try another one. Well, there's a 6. All right, well, you guys get the idea. So, all right, let's do the next pulse submunitions. We're still on that. So the 1 hit, and then the second one actually rolled a hit. So that's going to be 3 hits because of the cluster fire rule. So let's go ahead and get out my 3 red dice here. Okay, actually I'll need 6 red dice. So I'm rolling the wounds, looking for 2s because the strength is 8 for this. So that is 6 wounds. So now the Trigon is going to try and save those. So get out 6 dice for that. There we go. I'm kicking dice all over. That one went pretty far. So here comes. I'm looking for 3s, and sure enough, I rolled pretty average. There's 2 2s in there, so the Trigon has taken 2 wounds. So the Trigon has now taken 3 wounds. That is not awesome. I don't know if the Trigon is going to make it here, guys. So let's move on. Trigon goes. So he'll be within range. Okay, it's the Trigon Prime's turn, and he needs to get up here. So if you do the math on his shots, 12 shots, 6 are going to hit, 3 are going to wound, and then there's 2 up saves. It's really better for him to run and try and just catch the Urvarna, who, by the way, does not have a jetpack. So let's go ahead and do the difficult terrain test. So I didn't get a 6, so I'm going to keep the 4 just in case, and I'm going to see if I can get a 6 here, and I don't. So 4 inches, so that gets him kind of in this oddball position, like right there. So let's go ahead and roll the run maneuver. And that's a 3, and which I can re-roll, and I think I will, because that's just nonsense. 5. Okay, so 5 plus 4 is 9 inches. That actually puts him right about there. Awesome. I'm going to say yes to that. Oh, hello. You couldn't actually see that. All right, so the Urvarna, again, I'm going to continue my backup, because obviously I'm putting wounds on this guy like left and right. And it's that cluster fire rule. Makes this giant blast amazing against infantry. Strength 6, AP 4. Not so good against Space Marines, but great against, you know, Tau equivalents. So here it comes. Gonna roll my scatter and whatnot. So here it comes. First submunitions is a hit. Second one is also a hit. Boy, I'm getting like really lucky with those. Should have been using the red dice there. So that's actually 6 hits. So looking for 2s because it's strength 8 versus toughness 6. So 5 wounds, which is average. And I'm gonna need the, sorry you couldn't see that. And now saves for the Trigon Prime. I'm gonna need 5, so I'm looking for 3 ups. That's 2 more wounds. So I've taken 5 wounds. So now I am conceivably within charge range. It's going to be a toughie. So the Trigon is going to go ahead and do difficult terrain. So here it comes. And I get a 5. Now I can re-roll as many dice as I want because of fleet. So I'm going to go ahead and try for that 6 because every inch is going to count, which I get. I get the 6. Which is great. That's why fleet is so awesome. And so I'm mathematically going to get, you know, I kind of want to put a little marker here. We'll put kind of the chin of this skull dice right here. So he actually gets a little bit up on top of that. I don't think that's technically legal, but it might matter in the charge, and that'll be interesting. So 6 inches, and then now I'm going to go ahead and shoot. I may as well shoot those bioelectric containment spines. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats on those. Excuse me, bioelectric pulse with containment spines is assault 12, ballistic skill 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yep. Ballistic skill is 3, so I'm looking for 4s. So here's my Trigon right there. Arguably up a little bit, but I'm not sure you can. I'm not sure you can do that. Okay, so 4 ups. Look at that. No, that was actually a little below average. Only 5 hits, and we are going to go ahead and roll to wound. So that is strength 5. The toughness is 7. Yeah, that's the Irvarn. Big thing is T7, guys. That is really absolutely amazing. Let's see, stimulant injector doesn't have any of that. Oh, you know what? I haven't been doing his Nova reactor. Fleet special rule, run move, all models. No, and you know, it actually hasn't helped that much. I'll probably do it this next turn. Excuse me, this isn't necessarily useful in this situation, but the Volley Fire will be good next turn, assuming I don't get charged here. Looking for 6s to wound, 1 wound, and 2s to save. Oh my gosh, a 1. So I've taken a wound, blink, and then now the charge range. So let's see what my charge range is. Let's go ahead and so hold on. Flank speed here. The model gains a fleet special rule, and when making a run move, the controlling player rolls 2d6 instead of just d6. That's actually pretty good. But I wouldn't have been able to keep shooting. And right now, this Trigon is up to 5 wounds taken. So I can't do any sort of overwatch because I do believe it only has the one type of weapon, which is a blast weapon. So that is no whatever it is, overwatch for him. So let's see here, supporting fire, Nova reactor. Yep, that's it. Riptide shield generator. Okay, so let's check the distance here. It is 11 inches. If we count the top move, it's actually 10 if we considered him being up here. Again, I don't think that's legal because you have to actually balance your guy where he ends up. But let's go ahead and make the charge roll. Now, I am fleet, so I will get multiple chances at this. So let's see if I get lucky. Ooh, a 6 and a 2. So now I'm going to keep the 6, and for fleet, I'm going to re-roll the 2. And that could give me a 5 or a 6 here. Nope. Oh, and I even knocked my dice. So 7, that's a failed charge. So now back to the Irvarna. See how he can do. I am going to activate my Nova reactor right now. And I'll probably choose Volley Fire, because quite frankly, I think if I get 2 rounds of shooting in 1 round, and he does have to skip his next turn for that, but then he could just, you know, run. Anyway, here it comes. A 3, so that makes it. So this Trigon Prime is probably toast. Let's see how lucky I get. Okay, here we go. Well, that's an 8-inch scatter, so that misses. And then the second one is a 7-inch scatter that way. We've already determined that 4 inches will actually still hit. So yeah, it does clip, so that's 1 hit. Now the next volley, because of the, just so you know what I'm doing here, the Nova reactor can do Volley Fire right here. So each still cast for a weapon. May not fire its weapon in the subsequent turn. Okay, each can be fired twice. Okay, so here comes shot 3. Let's go ahead and focus in on that so we can see the dice rolls. Die rolls, I guess it is. Okay, 8 inches, so that's a miss. And so I've got 1 hit so far, and a hit. So I got 2 hits. That's actually kind of average. That's going to be 6, so 2 ups to wound. Okay, 2 misses. So I need 4 saves to survive. Let's get out my blue dice for my blue Tyranid here. So we're going to, sorry if you couldn't see those die rolls. Nope, the Trigon is definitely dead. Okay, now let's replay this scenario really quick, just for kicks and giggles. Let's replay it with the Trigon deep striking. Okay, so here's this guy. So I'm going to put this guy, I'm going to put the Trigon maybe 10 inches away from the Urvarna. Whoops, hello. Might help if I actually showed you what was going on. So let's roll them. Let's see if I hit. So this is a Trigon's turn. And we'll roll that sweet, sweet, whatever it is. Okay, 4 inches that way. So I end up like this. Can't balance. I'm just, yeah, actually, 4 inches. It's going to be like that. All right, this is weird. I'm just gonna do that and call that a day. Okay, so now I can fire my containment spines. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So here it comes. Looking for 4s and 6s. So hit, 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 hit. Perfectly average. That was 6 hits. And 6s to wound. Perfectly average. 1 wound. Only need a 2 up to save. No wound. So Urvarna goes. Now, what should I do? This is a much tougher call. Well, and this is really actually very fair because the Trigon Prime does have Deep Strike. So Shadow in the Warp, Synapse Creature, yeah, none of that other stuff would have helped it. Oh, and I had Regeneration. Why didn't I roll the Regeneration? Oh, wow, I feel kind of dumb now. That could have really changed that game. Well, I did do 3, so let's math this out. I did do 3 wounds, so he was at -2 wounds. And the question is, because of regeneration, I actually would have probably regained 1 or 2 wounds on the 4-up. So that's a tough call. All right, you know, the demo game is still useful. So Urvarna, what am I going to do now? If I just run away and don't shoot, the Trigon Prime's just going to move up. And by the way, it may have, in that last scenario, it may have been more helpful to have ran every single time. In fact, I think I forgot to run one time. All right, guys, that was really poorly played on my part. Okay. All right, let's continue. So I am going to activate the Nova Shield. So roll of a 3-up. I make it with a 6. And now I am going to back up 6 inches. Why not? Back up a little bit. 6 inches. So now I'm going to fire the cannons twice. So here it comes. That's Volley Fire. So let's see how close I get here. Okay, that's a deviation of 2 minus 3 is a hit. Second one is a deviation of 8, which we determine is a miss. Third one is a deviation of 4 minus 3 is 1, so that's a hit, so 2 hits so far. And then a deviation of 7, which actually is a hit as well. So That's 3 hits. So each one is 3, so that'll be 9 rolls to wound. All right, so here it comes, 9. That is 9 wounds on 2s. And just had to step away. So I think this is my to hit roll. So miss, miss, miss. Fantastic. 6 hits, looking for 2s. That's 6 wounds. Looking for 2s to save. Excuse me, 3s to save. And that's 5 saves, 1 wound. So the Trigon has suffered 1 wound. And now we move on to the Trigon's turn. So let's go ahead and yeah, let's just move 6 and see if I can make that charge. Whoops. Okay, that was a little too far. So let's measure that charge distance. It's only a 6-inch charge, folks. That is pretty much favoring that Trigon. There's almost no way I can fail this. So guys, last time I missed the running and I missed the regeneration for the Trigon, and that may very well have turned it. And we're going to find out what would have happened had he made it into close combat anyway. There's a sweet 9 for the charge range. Again, there's no Overwatch because he has only blast weapons. So in goes the Trigon. Hold on. Cinematic. That's how I imagine Tyranids charge. All right. So now we are in close combat. So first off, before we start, for those of you new to the game, and those of you who are now on their 6th edition that they've had to learn, yeah, I've got 6 editions of Warhammer 40K floating around in my brain somewhere. Yep, my subconscious remembers everyone. Okay, so a monstrous creature has Hammer of Wrath, that's kind of like impact hits from fantasy, Fear, Move Through Cover, Relentless, and Smash special rules. So Smash means that they get AP2, and they can exchange all their attacks for 1 attack at double strength. Now that's very interesting. Let's do the math on that. The Trigon's going to have 5 attacks base, and then a 6th. But the problem is he's going to need 5 ups to wound even after he hits. So am I better off doing 1 attack? No, I am not. I'm still better off doing these multiple attacks. Initiative 4, Initiative 2. So let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. 5 attacks, weapon skill 5 versus weapon skill, I do believe it is 2, typical for the Tau. So here comes the Trigon. Oh, and he has 2 pairs of scything talons. So that counts as an extra weapon. That is 6 awesome attacks. So here we go. We're looking for 3s on these. And that was, guys, that was below average. I had a dice escape me. 4 misses. Yowza. That Riptide may very well survive multiple rounds. In fact, it was bound to anyway. Okay, so it's Strength 6 versus Toughness 7. I've only inflicted 1 wound, but there is no armor save. So the Riptide has sustained 1 wound. We'll put a dice on him like that. So, I'm sorry, did the Trigon take a wound earlier? I can't remember. I think he did. Okay. So, here it comes. So now the Riptide only has 3 attacks at Strength 6 versus Toughness 6. Yep, that's right. And it's 2 versus 5, so I need 5s to hit. So here it comes. Let me get the right colored dice here. Yeah, this is not awesome. Wow, 2 hits. Fantastic. And to wound, 6 versus 6 is 4s. So that's 2 wounding hits. Oh, I forgot the regeneration. Let's roll that now. Okay, that didn't take care of it. So I just did 2 wounds. There's no saves for it. So the Trigon is down to 2 wounds. Is down by 2 more wounds. 3 left. So the Urvarna is really holding its own. Okay, it's next turn. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Nova Reactor, Urvarna class. So on a 3-up, I get it. Otherwise, I take a wound. I roll a 1, so the Urvarna takes a wound. He has taken 2 wounds, and has 4 wounds left. And plus no generator for me. So I can't shoot, I can't escape, I certainly don't have hit and run. So, let's see, hammer, yep, I guess that's it. So let's do another round. The Trigon is down to, I say down to, wow, awesome. The Trigon Prime is down to 6 attacks. So here they come. I'm looking for 3s. And that is, again, very below average. 3 misses, 3 hits. Hopefully I can make it up. Versus toughness 7. So, yowza. But I get 2 wounds. So, absolutely fantastic. And so the battle suit has taken 2 more wounds. So, only 2 wounds left. Well, this might be the end. Now, let's not forget regeneration. Finally. So into friendly turn on a 4-up. Oh, didn't make it. So there's that. All right, so, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do the Urvarna. Looking for 5s. And doesn't get a single one. Fantastic. Trigon's looking good. Okay, so failed the regeneration. Urvarna's turn. Wait, that was the Urvarna's turn. So there will be no regeneration. I'm sorry, guys. We're back to the Trigon's turn. So let's go. So this will be our 3rd round of close combat. So the Trigon's at 6 attacks. So here it comes. Good gravy. Trigon, can you possibly hit? So only 2 hits. Looking for 4s to wound. I could kill the Urvarna suit right now, which I do not. The Urvarna is down to 1 wound. It's taken 5 wounds. So the Urvarna strikes back. Here it comes. That is no hits because I need a 5 to hit. So that is not awesome for the Urvarna battlesuit. Okay, so Trigon's turn. Let's go ahead and do that regeneration. Why not? Give him another chance. Okay, pulls off a wound. Okay, now it's Tau turn. So I'm going to activate the Nova reactor. Maybe I can survive. Looking for a 3-up. And I make it. Awesome. And I know just the thing that I want to do. I want to do fleet, submunitions, Nova Shield. Invulnerable saves are now 3-up. Awesome. Okay, that is going to help me a lot. So let's go ahead and take the Trigon's swing at initiative 4. 2, 4, 6, 5 attacks base, plus 2 pairs of scything talons, counts as 2 weapons. And I'm looking for 3s. Come on. Okay, at last, an average roll. Okay, and then now I'm looking for 5s, because it's strength 6 versus toughness 7. And that's cocked. That is 2 wounding hits. So the Urvarna now is to take 2 invulnerable saves. Here it comes. And I fail both. So, blah, totally dead. All right, folks. Hello. You're welcome for that shot of my chin, my glorious chin. All right, folks, so that was just a fun little demo game. I know I made some errors, some tactical errors, some rules oversights. Maybe just to feel, I think but you should definitely have a sense of how these 2 units work now. And how gorgeous they are. Oh, these are just fantastic kits. I remember when the Trigon first came out, it was like, something big's coming, it's huge. You know, and you could only get the Forge World model, which was like this incredible thing. It was like, you know, and the Carnifex was even like bigger than the old Carnifex. So it's like, it's so awesome. I wonder if it scales up any more than this, you know? So, yeah, it's great. What would the ultimate be? 10,000 points of every army made. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this is a huge amount of fun. I got really acquainted with the Urvarna battlesuit. It can have shielded missile drones. And by the way, if you want a Tau army or a Tyranid army or any type of army, contact the email in the liner notes below, and we can get you set up. It's the beautiful thing of BTP is like, literally you could send us an army list and we would just make it. We could get the figures, the whole, or you can order the figures and have them sent. And we can help you with the army list too. We have in the past, and we still do this to some extent, done turbo armies where we actually make everything up. You just say, you know what, I want a 1,500 point army of this, 2,500 point army of this, and we just fill in all the blanks. We figure out the color scheme, we do the army list, we just have a budget to work inside of. So that's fun too, that exists. So anyway, yeah, it's got the pulse submunitions, and can have a positional relay or stimulant injector. I would definitely get that stimulant injector. That seems well worth it. I do believe it's like 35 points, something like that. Yeah, the cluster fire. Wow, I was like really surprised. Like, think of how, you know, because supposedly in the game world, this blast isn't like one thing exploding to this. It like shoots out all these tiny little things that they explode, so that actually a creature's getting hit like multiple times. So that's strength 8, getting hit triple shot for each one of these, plus the deviation on a large creature. This doesn't usually go off. I mean, you need an 8 or higher to show on those dice and to not roll a hit. So there's a good 60-70% chance at least that you are laying this sucker down with triple strength. And the Nova reactor works great. Now, this against things that were like toughness 3, armor 4, that would, with the 4 shots, that would just be like wiping stuff out left and right. I mean, that would just be so, you know, this would be good against orcs. So yeah, so there's your Urvarna. You buy it from Forge World, and it comes with the whole kit. It comes with a Riptide plus all the pieces you need to make it. So an absolutely fabulous, fabulous kit. Also, as a last note, I am building this up as the Studio Tyranids army. I really love this color scheme. My original Tyranids that I had in the 90s were bone carapace and purple skin, and that actually worked pretty good. So this reminds me of those guys. A lot of fun back then. And all right, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you got your inspiration for the day.